following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, and welcome to 50 Shades of Bullshit. I'm your host, Christine Lalonde, and this is the podcast where we uncover the truth about online dating. Now let's begin. Hey everyone, I'm Christine.
I'm Jada.
And this is 50 Shades of Bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we are back for another week.
Back.
The world spun another 7 days.
Another 7 days. Another 7 days. How are you, Christine?
Oh, I'm all right.
Okay. All righty.
So I have really struggled this week. I had my Reiki healing session, therapy session with Dawn, our guest today. And, I really have felt like I've just been on this other timeline and I've been really cruising and everything's been going amazing. And then I hit a couple of roadblocks and it felt like I was living in the upside down world. And I just, I've been struggling with a couple of people in my life that, don't really always say the best things to me. And, Jada, I called you this morning to talk me down off the ledge after it.
Yeah.
And I was shuffling my deck, my tarot deck. And the card that popped out was, "It's okay to choose you, boo." And then when you came on and I kept saying Jada, 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 Jada. When I was listening, it said that I'm never alone. I'll always be supported. And I was like, wow. And then then two popped out for you. Yeah. One was the positive expectations. And things can turn out even better than what you expected.
Yes, I love it. And that speaks to my spirit. So
is that speaking to you right now?
Yes.
And then creating space. Clarity comes when you create the space for the things that matter. And I feel like that is pertaining to not only your personal life, but your business life, because I think that there are things that maybe you've been talking about, but haven't implemented it. So you've got to make it a priority, because I think it's going to take you where you need to go. So there's my read today.
That's really, really good. It speaks to me because those two things I would say they speak to me. So yes, that was good.
And as I was putting it away, it said for me, I could trust that your intuition is always right. Yeah. So I had a shitty event last Saturday. The client's family were of a culture that, let's just say, do not like women in power, very misogynistic, and they made my day literally a living hell. And then that just kind of set the tone for the week, and everything's just been topsy-turvy. But I'm really happy Dawn's going to be here. What about you, Jada? What's your week been?
This week it's been good. It's been busy. It's, matchmaking and coaching has its ups and downs, and I've taken a lot of different personalities, and this is the time of year when people are of that mindset that holidays are around the corner. Thanksgiving is coming. So it's like, where's my person? Where's my person? Where's my person? During the summer, people want to play and they want to date, but kind of date. And now they're like, where are they at?
Right.
Interesting. It's been a week.
It's the same shit year after year. Can't people figure that out?
Yeah.
So annoying.
I'm excited about the guest today. So tell me, Now you did this before. Is this the Reiki is the one where you went into her office, right?
No, this is we did this over video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was over video, and hold on, I'm trying to find her intro, which I had
I
a
just
second
love
ago.
Phil so much. Phil said
But-
things will get better for both of you. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. Actually, Phil, you inspired me. I was sitting here looking at your book the other day because it's right here on my desk, and I have been really honing my skills for readings. I'm really good at my house clearings and my personal people clearings, and my manifesting is really, like, wow. So all these elements, I've been thinking about starting a website and offering that
I
for
love
people.
that.
And then I was sitting here and I saw Phil's book, and I was like, if Phil can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe I might take all the stuff that I do, and I'm really good at teaching it, and writing a book about some basic stuff that'll help you get to, learning more about your gifts or your skills or your talents.
I actually love that idea for you because you do a lot of different things that people don't know about, especially when it comes to manifesting and spiritual cleansing and cleansing your house, cleaning. Yeah, thanks, Phil. Cleaning your chakras, like all of that stuff. You can teach people on it. So I think it would be a hit. People would definitely buy it for sure.
Yeah, I thought about it. So I started writing some stuff today. I did really good, and I think I might do that.
But you know what? I also have heard, because I've thought about writing a book as well. Mine definitely would be different, more about love and relationships and divorce and all of that stuff. But writing is very therapeutic, I hear.
I hear.
I don't know. What did they say?
It's not my favorite thing to write, but Country Corners Gazette said ideas to take you places. Yes. Oh, I kind of like that. That's a nice tag.
That's a nice
actually
tag.
a nice
It down. Write it down, boo.
So today I want to bring on Dawn because she is really extraordinary and she's really done some spectacular things for my life. Yeah. So today we're talking about Reiki and the intuitive. Good Lord, I can't speak, and here I am doing a podcast. So we've got intuitive and Reiki coach Dawn Wylde discussing the differences between Reiki Renewal therapy and traditional Reiki. Dawn is a healer, self-identified witch, intuitive coach, pleasure activist, well-known speaker, and sex therapist. For a decade, she has blended witchy wisdom with modern education and practices to provide her clients with the most aligned tools, rituals, and support. Dawn's approach integrates healing, coaching, and therapy for holistic well-being. She is a certified, I'm not sure if I can say this word, Usui, whatever, Reiki Master. She's a ordained minister, teacher, certified erotic blueprint coach, and holds a master's in deep counseling psychology. So her training includes kink, shadow work, meditation, oracle card readings, essential oils, past life regressions, which we're going to talk about. I want to talk to her about that. For me, channeling, crystal grids, cacao ceremonies, which I do those too. I love them. Plant medicine, spell casting, sacred magic, full moon circles, me too. Rituals, tea blends, and more. So let's bring Dawn on, this Reiki master sister of mine. Hello.
Hello. Usui.
Makes me think of Tatsui from Six Flags. It's my favorite ride.
Oh, fun.
It makes you feel like you're flying. Hello, Dawn. How are you?
I'm doing good. It has been a fun ride to get here, but I am here.
Well, folks, Dawn was supposed to be with us like, what was it, a month or so ago?
Yeah.
And something come up the last minute and she couldn't be here, which was so sad. And we're happy you're here now.
Yes.
So tell us first, before I tell the folks what happened to me, and I wrote a list for you, Dawn.
I want to know. You're killing me. You have you're like telling me now, finally.
What's your difference? What is the difference between the Reiki that you do and a traditional Reiki?
So traditional, well, Usui is the creator. He's Japanese master. He was a doctor, and he was coming with lots of ailments that couldn't be treated physical. And he then he came into the symbols, which have Japanese meanings. I'm a Reiki master, so I have all the 4 symbols plus the solidifying symbol. I just did it for just because I know it. But he started to cure things that were supposed to be physical, but they were energetic. And what I haven't really seen it. We're not doctors or anything like that. We have to say that, but and it's true, we're not doctors, but he was noticing that there's an energetic component to dis-ease, right? Not having ease in your life, and that comes compacted down and creates physical ailments. But if we can clear your energy, right? Energy, I say energetic showers, just like we take regular showers, we need to take energetic showers. When we clear out our systems energetically, then we have less dis-ease, and we have more flow. Now, what mine does differently is it does that as well as brings in the good shit. Right? We're on a podcast where I can swear, right?
Yes. It's in our name.
So what was happening is I was getting these energies healing. I was feeling more relaxed. I was, feeling calmer. There was just, decrease in any like anxiety or depression, or maybe, like if I had a cold, I would try this out with my husband primarily. I would, if he had a headache or like was sick or something, I'd give him some Reiki, and that would, he would feel better. But what I wanted was to create pathways to bring in the stuff we want, right? I was feeling good, but then I was going back to my life. And then again, I would have to go and clear out again and again and again. So Reiki Renewal therapy that I'm looking into getting trademarked, which is a process, if anyone knows, is the process of creating that renewal feeling where you begin again, a new beginning, and start on new pathways, right? So what we did for you is the most auspicious timeline for you.
Right.
And some people want other things. Some people want abundance, money. Some people, houses, whatever it is, we're putting that line in. And for you, it was the most auspicious timeline.
Yeah. Later, so I don't forget, I'll tell you now, but I've been really searching for someone to do the past life stuff with me. And I didn't even realize till I was reading down to the end of your thing that you actually do that.
Yes.
So,
and one of your past lives came up. Remember, we talked about it a little. I don't know if like you tell people all your woo-woo.
Oh yeah, I tell them all my woo-woo. Didn't it have something to do with mermaid? Yeah, which was funny because when I got my healing from Thomas, he also said you have really strong mermaid energy.
Yeah. And so what happens with mermaid energy is we are very magical, which I was explaining to you, but it's really hard to manifest into physical form in this reality because it's so dense. So a lot of, and so mermaids get very like tired. Mermaid past life people get really tired. They're like, why is this not working? This needs to be easier. This needs to be more abundant. This should be happening faster. And I think when we did yours, it cleared that pathway into more auspiciousness, alignment with your natural energy, right? So I'm working with your energy.
Right. You know, when we were doing this thing with Dawn, she said she could see my chakras and she could see that they were either like open or grounded or knew their purpose and stuff like that. So you see and do that type of thing.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, I can do it right now. I could do it on Jada.
Yes.
Do it right now. It's funny you say that, because I was going to ask how you do it virtually. So yes, please go ahead and do it.
Well, I usually have my notepad to like tune in just to see what I'm seeing. But right now, so I work with an 8 chakra system. The 8th star is your soul star. It's the connect into heaven. But what it also does is align you to your earth star. And so it's heaven and earth, right? And that's what I'm trying to do with everybody is we want all of that yummy juiceness from above, but we got to integrate it into all this physical reality, right? Mm-hmm. So what I can feel on your 8th star is actually, it's not very open. And that's pretty common because, right, like people don't even know about it. So I'm just going to open it. And you can tell me if you can feel up there a little, like you might feel a little buzz, a tingle.
Feel a little tingle.
Yeah, so I'm just opening it up for you. Right. And it's really pretty. So it's like a magenta color kind of mixed with like a moonstone opalish color, right? And that's what I'm seeing right there. Okay. So just open that a little for you. How are you feeling? That's just your 8th. We can keep going.
I feel like not dizzy, but I feel like a little light. Yeah.
So Misty asked right before you were doing this, she said, do you have to clear material things before you have to clear your energy?
Material things. You have to clear material things before your energy. No, I would say the reverse personally. I would do energy and then that's going to help with the material.
Right. And then Anastasia was said, what should be felt when you're getting this type of work done?
Different people feel lots of different things, but it should have that lighter, tingly, I think you said like a little, it's a little fuzzy, and we're tuning into the higher chakra, right? Like I want to kind of, because I kind of just left you up there, but I kind of want to come down to the root chakra and just kind of align you in that soul star so that it feels more grounding and less airy-fairy. But I'm doing this while I'm talking, but tingles, some people feel cold, some people feel warm, that lightness. My personal thing should rejuvenate you. It should energize you. It shouldn't make you that tired. Some Reiki makes you tired, and that's okay. That's like your body needs to sleep. It's going into its nervous system. But mine is to have that renewal feeling. So it should be more uplifting and energizing.
Mm-hmm. So I've got pretty chakras.
You got a pretty 8th chakra for sure.
Okay.
And your Earth star is kind of, and I don't know, Jada, if you want to be the example here, but it's a little, like, I don't know. I don't trust.
Yeah. That's Jada.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Open that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of being like, okay, that's okay. We don't actually have to, like, you didn't really consent full on, and we didn't really sign up for this. So you don't have to distrust. That's okay. But I'm just letting it know that it's safe, and that's okay. But so the as we get down lower, your chakras get a little more. But you're very intuitive. Your third eye is like bing, bang, boom, bing, boom, boom. I'm almost wondering if you see things. Have you ever seen things? That must be really interesting.
I have, and I thought I was losing my mind. So yes.
You're not losing your mind, but I'm going to integrate it so it doesn't feel so scary at times.
Nice.
So
Country
cool.
Corners Gazette asked, how long does something like this take?
So our session, this is the problem with giving times with energy healing, because I will never leave you off the table or off the internet or whatever virtual session like not aligned. So I think what I say is 45 minutes, but it's like 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Like if we need to go to, I say to leave spaciousness, because like I said, I don't want to leave you not aligned and not integrated and not like in a good place.
And then let's see what else we got here.
There's another question.
Do you have to close things after you open them?
Yes, that's what I was doing with the solidifying. So I
nice.
solidify everything, I smooth it out, close it off really nicely. I also do protection, like if I go through the whole thing, and every chakra that I'm hitting with Jada here, I am closing off. So that's a very good question. Is so that stays at its renewed place, but also, yes, we're not trying to get any of the energies in again.
Nice.
Good. This is good.
So I pulled up, I started writing every little thing that was kind of that I started to, how do I say this? I was getting things that were happening to me after I did my session with you. And I started noticing a lot of things. So I started writing it down because, I didn't want to forget. Okay. So, some of these things are going to sound kind of silly, but it's happening. So I'm acknowledging, how when you go and you are not at the weight you like and you have to go to the pool or beach and you need a new swimsuit, otherwise you're going to look like crap. And I can't tell you, I haven't bought a swimsuit in like 5-6 years because I don't think I look good in them. I bought a bunch off of Amazon, tried them all on, sent every one of them back. I just can never find anything. Well, the day after I had my reading with you, or my session with you, I had to go swimsuit buying because this one store had the sale and I was like, they never have anything I want, but I was going to the beach and I was going to do stand-up paddleboarding. So I went shopping for swimsuits. I came home with like 4. They all looked so good on me. And I was like, that just feels so weird because I think it's my mind. My mind was like, what I felt comfortable. Okay. Then when you go shopping and you go into a busy parking lot and you're always never that person that gets that parking spot. You're always the one circling for fucking forever or you're parked way far away. I have to tell you that for the last 2 months since you did my reading or did my thing, I pull in and I get the first spot and everybody else is circling. Like I'm not kidding. It's so blatant now. Like I pull in, boom, there it is. Everybody else is like, what the hell? So that's been really cool. Another thing that I've noticed is that a couple of days after I was doing I don't remember what day it was, but I was doing a manifest. And some of the things I wrote down was that I wanted, some bookings for the new company, for the mobile bar company. And I wanted to get funding and distribution for my second documentary. That very next day, both of those things happened. I got a booking with the mobile bar company. And then I got the funding and the distribution in the same day. Just because I called the distributor for the other production, and it turns out he's the cousin of my subject for the documentary. And he's just like, yes. Since then, though, the guys that we are working with to do this doc, it's their story. They're flipping out. So I definitely have to talk to you, Dawn, separately because they're flipping out. They are in chaos. They don't know what to do. They can't make a decision. And I think the window of opportunity to do this documentary is starting to close. And I think that it really needs to happen, especially for Nolan Miller. Nolan is who it's about. And these guys are going to ruin it. So I'm hoping maybe we can talk and there's something I can do energetically to get that ball going with them. Then let's see what else.
Yeah, do you just mind? I'm feeling a lot of fog around you.
Around that. Yes, I feel
around you and them. So
yes,
I'm only allowed to do like you, like, but I'm just gonna clear that for you.
Thank you. Let's see.
There was questions. There was like 4 questions, but they were coming too quick. I couldn't see them.
We'll pull them up in a second. So also, this is another thing. There's 2 major things that have happened to me in the last couple of weeks that I noticed. Major, like completely different for me. I cannot go to the gym by myself. I cannot do it. Ever. I get a gym membership and I waste money for years because I cannot do it. After I did the thing with you, I have been going to the gym by myself 3 days a week ever since. Even when I feel like shit, even when I didn't think I wanted to, I've been going 3. And this is the crazy thing. When I go in, I feel self-conscious. I feel insecure. I feel like I'm being judged. I feel like I'm being looked at. I don't fucking care. None of that enters my mind. None of it. I go in, I plop myself in my spot, I do my exercises, I don't fucking pay attention, and then I come home. And that has been miraculous. Like miraculous. I am 56 years old, and this is the first time I've been able to do this.
Wow.
That is amazing. So well bragged.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then the other thing that's major is I cannot travel by myself. Like I can go to work in another city by myself and go do it. I hate every second of it. I hate going into the hotel by myself. I hate going to eat by myself. I hate it. Okay? Our friend Janice from the show, she's constantly talking about solo travel. She's always saying, Christine, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I'm like, it'll never fucking happen. So just stop. Okay. I have now been setting the plan in action without even realizing it. That I started setting the plan in action to become a nomad in a year. To not only leave California on my own, but I'm actually thinking and doing all these things for me to travel the world by myself. Where I used to say I can't travel the world by myself. It's too dangerous for a single woman. I don't care anymore. If it's dangerous, it's dangerous. Bring it. So this is the thing. I didn't even realize it until I was thinking about, I was typing all this stuff out. And then I thought, oh my God, I am planning to international travel by myself. And it never even came to me that I shouldn't. And then when I realized, I went, oh my God, that's not me. And then I thought, well, it is in this fucking timeline. It's been amazing. Also, one last thing before I stop. I have been predicting things massively. Like so much, it's unbelievable. So there's a, and every day is a new thing.
What's that? It's your natural state. So that makes sense.
Yes. So let's see. Anastasia says, do you ever have problems getting in, like seeing someone's issues or where their chakras, their energy?
Well, yeah, there's a distrust there, and so we would work with that. And if a chakra is saying no, a chakra is saying no. Consent makes me wet. Like I can't. Usually, I mean, if me and Jada or if me and anybody are in a session, we can get there. It just may take some building of trust, and that's okay.
Nice.
I'm definitely doing a session. I am definitely doing a session.
Mickey says, what kind of things put up blocks in the opening process?
like I said, like it could be just like you're it's building a relationship of trust, right? And so that can be it. Now, for some reason, what's coming to me is there are other things. I will say that if I don't like, getting spooky with people, but there are energies lesser than love. There are energies lesser than your most auspiciousness, and those can sometimes get in the way. And we work with it for you to identify that is something I don't consent to actually being in relationship with. And so when you consent to me clearing that, right? And I don't think we did cord cutting with you, but I've done cord cutting with other clients.
Right.
When you consent to cord cutting, then I can uproot, cord cut the energies that are less than in your most auspiciousness for you. And it changes.
Yeah.
You know, when you say it changes, that made me think about I've been on this momentum for the last 2 months that is truly feels different. My back pain is less. I've been oh, by the way, it also got me to the point where I found the perfect person for my back issues that is actually fixing it. I've already improved 20% in a month.
Wow.
Like 20%. And this is lifelong pain. I'm sitting here today with like I feel a tiny ache. It's just a tiny ache in my mid back, but the rest I'll feel shit. My shoulder hurts, but it's minimal compared to what it was. My knee was so bad I could barely walk. It's taking a while, but I'm to the point now that I'm not in severe pain all day long. So I feel this momentum of things progressing and getting better and moving forward. But then what I noticed, Dawn, is that when I had a shit ass week, when negative, horrible energy came into my path, it was so like, it was so black and white. It was so opposite that it jolted me that it really affected me this week more than it ever would have. So is that something that's normal when someone goes through this kind of thing?
This is why, like, I love, like, I want to like say, wow, like so much has happened from one session, but this is why I say like continuous, like what we still get things in our way. Like what it sounds like to me, you had a psychic attack. It was some ill will towards you, which I can also clear.
It was, I've never, okay, listen, when I moved to California early, 26 years ago, I lived in a very different cultured neighborhood than what I am. Let's just say that. And they didn't like me there. And I felt racism for the first time in my life then. And I felt so much pain for every person in the world who'd ever experienced that type of thing. And then I just try to, emanate my life to just love as many people as I can. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're man, woman, child, culture, different, anything. But then this last weekend when I had that again and it was intense and severe, I just felt so sad again for the world, for all the people who are in pain from racism. It's just sick and horrible. And I just really wish there was a way to open people's minds to just not be like that towards another human being. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what and I actually learned this from another Reiki practitioner. So Reiki practitioners get energy healing. I practice what I preach. So I have a Reiki practitioner and, her name's Paula. So to give her a little shout out. And, she told me about like surrounding myself in, mirrors that reflect outwards.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
So if somebody wants to put their negative towards me, it's going to reflect back to them, right? Like this is like, old school. What is it? Like I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever. This is like their own philosophy, but I've been doing it. And, anytime somebody tries to give me a little like, energy, you know, it just kind of bounces off. And I hope that what my intention is for them to reflect on themselves. It's not for them to get hurt or to have the same energy that they're putting towards me, but
Right.
to reflect on what are you doing, you putting out in the world.
Oh yeah, I get that. I love that.
Yeah. I was going to say, so your work, Christine, you read off 1,000,001 different things that that you specialize in. What are some of the different areas, and do you use the same techniques for each thing that you do? Because one was like intimacy, one was, I mean, there was a lot of different ones. So
Yeah,
how do you do it?
I'm kind of trying to blend words, but right now my passion is the energy healing, and it's something somebody said, which is I want to start with the energy healing. I really think that we all need an energetic shower. I want all the people to come and get their energetic shower. Me, you know, them to get renewed, and then we can work on the integration process into that most auspicious timeline, right? And so I'm actually feeling for you, Christine, and anybody, go to my Instagram, you know, I'm doing my little shout out, but on it is pinned is the most auspicious timeline Reiki Renewal therapy session. Okay. So you all can get that for free. And what you have to just keep doing is calling in that auspicious timeline. Auspiciousness doesn't mean things aren't going to happen. It just means when they happen, they're going to happen less. You're going to recover faster. You're going to be able to reach out, right? Like you're like, oh, I got to talk to Dawn now. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be better. You're going to be better supported. You know, life is a series of ebbs and flows. But why I'm so passionate about the energy healing is one, like, I feel like we think this is woo-woo magic, but like it is, and it's real. It's real, and it's affecting us all, and it's affecting the world. You know, I did a Reiki renewal therapy session on someone's house, on someone's land. You know, I did it on some, you know, I'm in
it holds energy. It's all energy.
I did it in a dungeon, in someone's kink dungeon. You know what I mean? And I cleared out all this, you know, there was the event that happened that was really bad and needed to be cleared. But then there was also like ancient pilgrims on that land that hated that there was a dungeon on that land. So like all of this energy is just condensed, and we got to renew it, right? So that's
and you're releasing the energy to let the good flow.
Yes.
Well, Charles asked a question. He said, what is this practice best to help with?
Everything. I know.
I think it's everything.
It's everything, but for some reason, my stuff, and I think Christine is proof of that, is getting to when you experience life as magical and miraculous. You said it yourself, where you're noticing, you know, another one of my clients too, you know, noticed the free parking spot. She's like, I never get a spot. And then I'm getting spots all the time, you know, and that's such a thing, right? Especially because y'all live in LA. Like it's a thing to get a spot, you know?
It is a thing.
And so that, and like your dreams really coming true. And that is kind of my jam.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Because I want that for people. I want someone to be like, Dawn, I got that thing. I want that. I want that for that person. Yeah. And I put that on my altar. All my clients, after I come, I put their stuff on my altar. I do a little prayer.
I love that. I love it. I think Misty, somebody else just asked a question. I think it was Misty. I couldn't see it. It went by quick.
Yeah. What type of things can come up in one of these sessions?
Oh man, everything. I mean, spirits, past lives, karmic deck, and bonds have been really coming up in my sessions lately. That's been a huge one, because what we decided as a collective is we had all this karmic debt to each other that we've decided to create it in debt. Right? We all have a lot of debt. And so we decided that all that, you know, I stole from you and you killed my cat and all this stuff from all these lives that have accumulated, we decided to turn that into money and debt. And so I'm trying to get rid of that for everyone, because what I'm calling it, and what now is the wave, is that's all karmic trauma. You didn't heal. I didn't heal from you stealing my, me stealing your thing and you killing my cat and all. We didn't heal from any of that, right? We just kept being vicious to each other. And then we started doing black magic to each other. And it's just been all this like webs of karmic hurt and trauma. And I'm here to say, you know what? I don't owe you a thing. You don't owe me a thing. We're healing.
It's funny that you say that, because I guess I didn't realize that that's something that came up about a month and a half ago. I was doing my manifesting meditation, and my ex-husband popped into my head, and this is my youngest daughter's dad, and we just have a very tumultuous relationship. I think I said that right. He's horrific to me. Like, I fucking literally say to him all the time, thank you for what all you and your wife do for Ella. I appreciate it. I just want you to know I'm acknowledging you. I've come a long way, and I've been saying, my sorries for this life. And he's been using them against me. My apologies. And he's really getting worse. And I realized that the night that I was doing my manifesting meditation is that I'd never thought about this ever. And I believe in past lives. I know I've lived many, and I know I have a soulmate, and I know I have family and friends that have come and gone in these lives that I recognize. But I didn't realize that. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Him and I have a very karmic connection that have gone many lives. In one life, he's done shit to me. The next life, I pay him back. Then he pays me back. Then I pay him back. And I realized this is his life to pay me back. And I'm done, because I realized I don't want the next life to pay him back. I don't give two shits about him. I don't want his soul in my soul's vicinity anymore. So I am letting that shit go. And I did like this mental cord cutting, and then I did a physical cord cutting. And then I put him in a jar.
And you can just you put him in a jar. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I was going to tell you, but I didn't want to be like, okay, so I was literally going to be like, put him in a jar. Okay, so the way I put things in jars is holly. You put the name, and then you put holly and coffee grounds, and you put them in the jar.
And then
I did a whole bunch of stuff.
And what do you do with it? You just toss it, or do you just?
I have a jar section.
Now, the jar I did, it's not allowed to stay in my vicinity. It cannot stay around me. Some people put it in the freezer to freeze it. Some people bury it. I actually offered it up as an offering to the water spirit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, because I relate to water. I'm a Pisces. And so I gave it to the water nymphs to do whatever they want with it.
I love that. I have a little jar section. My poor husband was doing this little mini series that we were doing during COVID for fun, which is My Wife's a Witch. And he just he just gets he's just like, another day, this happened in the kitchen. I had been brewing up some of my bath potions, and he saw all the leftovers. And he's like, what is this? And he's like, oh, your witch stuff. Okay, cool.
Magic's beautiful.
It is so fun. And it is an act of decolonization. It is an act of decolonization.
I love that.
I love that.
So if someone does a session with you, and you focus on one thing, you would suggest coming back and then fixing some other things. Or if someone is fascinated with past lives and they want to know something about that, there's different types of stuff that you do with that, correct?
Yes, definitely. I mean, yeah. And one session, right? We can only cover so much in one session. And it just keeps getting better and better and better, right? And it just
Mhm.
improves, just like anything, you do consistently. Like, you don't have to come right away, unless there's some people who want to see me twice a week, and that just means they got a lot of shit going on. There's some people who looks like you're kind of due for a session, Christine.
Oh, fuck, girl. I was just gonna say I'm due. So,
you know what I mean?
just so everybody knows, Dawn just talked about she's got something on her website that is a free session, and that's what I did. And if that free session moved my world so much, can you just imagine if someone is ready, what that can do for them? And then now I'm going to come back, obviously, for the patient, because one, you're fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
And two,
I only had like 3 minutes of it and was like, "Ooh, I'm feeling a little like you already read me in like a couple of minutes."
But you're not expensive, which is nice, because some of these things, people go to a psychic or whatever, and it may give them some insight of what they're doing or not doing or could be doing or whatever, but it doesn't fix anything. And I feel like with what you do, it helps your mind, body, and soul. And it's not a glimpse into the past, present, or future. It's more about who you are as a spirit and a soul and a person, and how can you improve yourself to improve your life and the people around you connected to you.
Thank you. That's really, really helpful. That's all the things I want somebody to say and experience with me. And I know Jada's getting a little taste of it. And that's just the truth, because like I say, I practice what I preach. I want, imagine if all our dreams come true and we're living these magical lives. Like, how much better is that on earth? Why don't we want that? Why wouldn't I want to be a part of that wave?
Right.
Well, who wants to carry bad energy and be upset and angry and frustrated every day, all the time?
It sucks.
The other thing is about my session is, right, you get the 45, plus minutes, and then you get your integration session, right? And so I come back, I tune in, and I make sure that the integration process is doing. You get a full PDF and what I say, remedies, and you can go back to all of it. And I think that's what's been able to make you, Christine, be able to track things, is you're like, oh, I remember this because it's right here on my PDF, right?
I had to start writing it down and putting it, because I just will start to forget, and knowing and seeing and being reminded. I go back each week, I add my things, and then I reread and I go, oh yeah. And it really kind of makes me feel on track. Before we go, because we're running out of time, I just want to verbally say Dawn's website, because go and check her out. Go and check out the free thing first, and then start paying her beautiful butt for doing amazing things for you. It is, what is it? Dawn. Oh, what the heck? Where'd it go?
Reiki with Dawn is the best.
Reiki with Dawn. REIKI with WITH Dawn, DAWN. Reiki with Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you
For today. We'll have you back, obviously, as much as you want. But there are some really interesting things, other things that you do, like with the sex stuff that we want to talk about, past life regression stuff we want to talk about, manifesting, which we love talking about on here. So come back and see us again. We would love you.
I would love it. You both are so sweet. Can't wait to see you both.
You're definitely going to see me.
Amazing.
I love it. Well, everyone who comes every week and listens to us and asks questions and gives comments, you're our heroes. We really love you. Like, we really love you. And we keep talking about doing a live show, which I think we will make it to that is a big goal for us. But thank you, Jada, for always being here and having my back, and Dawn for coming and talking to us about your amazing Reiki today. And if anybody has any questions or wants a session with Dawn, please go to her Facebook, Instagram, or website, and I will also post it in the show notes. And we'll be back same time, same place next week. And until then, let's keep this shit real. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with your friends, like and follow us on Instagram at 50 Shades of _bullshit and Facebook at 50 Shades of Bullshit. Thanks so much for listening, and we really hope to see you again next week.